A public service announcement for people that have issues with freaking carburetors. Okay, I'm gonna start this over. One of my favorite goddamn things to say, so follow along the bouncing ball. Real men don't need chokes. We don't need backup cameras. We don't need seat massagers. There's a whole bunch of shit that goes on with these stupid cars I see all the time, and here's a prime example. Good morning, all you YouTubers. This is Bart with High Tech Motorsport, Elk River, Minnesota. We got a 65 Impala. It's got an old LT1 and a Excel DFI system in it. We'll be doing a tune on that in the next couple days. I'll show you that car. And I've got an old GTO in that's going to get all tuned up on the chassis in it, but that's carbureted. And we've got an old Impala. I think I took pictures of this before. That's going on. So it's right here. It's an old 409 car. It's now got a 502 with dual quads. We'll be tuning that up the next day or so. This is going on the dyno later on. This is a GT500 or a Cobra that I did before. It's getting us out of long tubes. There's the GTO. That's an old school deal. For those of you who like these cars, I really like them. They drive nice and they've got nice interiors. This one is a clone, so you don't have to pay for all the GTO stuff, and it's got kind of crazy aftermarket gauges. Got a couple things to do on it with power steering pumps and things like that that's not working right, and got to adjust the clutch. It's sticking a little bit. I got a list of little stuff, but it's a nice car. And then for those of you that love the stuff, this is the 65 Super Sport. Kids, the guy's owned it forever since he was 15. He put an LT1 into it, and we're doing a we're gonna fix the tune on it. We did it almost 10 years ago, and it was shaking like a dog, so we fixed that all up. And I don't even know how to get the stupid hood open here. Let's see. Oh, there's a plus. Hang on. Of course. Hang on. So as you can see, I got the hood open now. I'd use both hands. I don't want to drop my GoPro because it's kind of expensive to drop those things, and God knows I drop stuff all the time. Anyway, this is an LT1 motor. Guy did it himself. It's got a supercharger on it, big blow-off valve. We tuned it years ago, so we're going to fix it all up again here. See if we can make, we're going to put it on E85, better known as corn around here. And we'll see if we can't get 750, 800 horse out of it for the guy before sending it home. Anyway, this is kind of fun. This is a chump racer, came back in. We put a camshaft into a kind of a stock bottom end, and it proceeded to eat the bearings out of it at 6,200 RPM. Shocking. So we're going to build a high-performance engine. We'll change this all up. We'll show you all the forged parts that are going in. Then we'll show you what's like in the dyno, and I'll take you out for a road race when the guy does it this fall. But we've got 2 segments coming up for you guys that want to learn more, and people seem to like the content. Oh, this thing's going on too. This is a nitrous-assisted Mustang that's been here for a while with wiring issues. We're doing this up this afternoon at about 4:30. But for those of you that want to learn more, which appears to be a lot of people, I appreciate all the phone calls too. I'm willing to talk to anybody, but I am pretty busy all the time. So if I can't get to you right away, you just got to give me a couple minutes. So what we're doing then is I'm doing some more in-depth stuff. I've got a 350 apart, an old Vortec motor that took a rod bearing and spun a rod bearing and ate the motor up. We're going to do a complete forged rotating in that one and see if we can't poop a bunch of horsepower out of it. And that little white truck, we put it on the dyno and immediately just freaking spun the bearing over in little pieces. You pick up anything going, we picked up 100 plus horsepower with it. Things just break. The motor was original, had a bunch of miles on it, and it just happens. Stuff just gets tired and dies. Okay, all you YouTubers, it's Bart at High Tech here. This is a public service announcement for people that have issues with freaking carburetors. Okay, I'm gonna start this over. One of my favorite goddamn things to say, so follow along the bouncing ball. Real men don't need chokes. We don't need backup cameras. We don't need seat massagers. There's a whole bunch of shit that goes on with these stupid cars I see all the time, and here's a prime example. So this 502 has got dual 4 barrels, which it does not need. This car has been warmed up. Do you see that choke? Partially on, loading the whole thing up with fuel. Every spark plug is fouled out. Dumbest thing ever. I'm going to turn them completely off. So all you do these things is you start it, you pump it twice, you start it, and then you warm it up for 5 minutes before you go and beat the shit out of it. That's it. No chokes. No, 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 no. No. No chokes. Okay. Still not calmed down yet about the chokes flooding the crap out of this car. Now I got to do a set of plugs, go through the carburetors and redo everything. But one more service announcement. See these little tiny air filters? Little short, wrinkled crap deals with no flow-through lids? They don't work. It's okay if you're making 100 horsepower on a lawn tractor. Not so good on a real car. These things will cost 40 to 50 horsepower on this 502. Yeah, they look sexy. I don't care. If it doesn't work, it doesn't go on one of my cars. We're gonna put some rounds on this thing, some bigger ones with flow-through lids so it actually works. And for fun, I'll put it back in the dyno when I'm done. And we'll end up putting these little bastards back on. You'll watch how much horsepower it costs. So every time you walk in and see those little round things like La Bamba or whatever it is, just step away. Just don't do it. Save your money. Thank you. Okay, YouTube guys, we did this 64 Impala with an automatic. It's got a 700 R4 or something like that, and it's got a big shift kit in it. Somebody got carried away with themselves. It barks and carries on, doesn't make dick for power. Got the chokes all fixed now. 502 cubic inches, made 330 horse with the wheels, and 350 foot-pounds of torque with the automatic. We did take the air cleaners off. I only pulled it to, what, 5,000 or 4,500 RPM. The rear tires are either older than when Nixon was president. Oh, if you don't know who Richard Nixon is, you guys go ahead and look that up. He's not a crook. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Anyway, so here's the dyno on it. 330 horse, pulled to 5,000 RPM. Still going up a little bit, but not much. Herky-jerky on the line right there. Air fuel is a little rich by at least 1 full point. It was worse than the chokes on it. So we're going to use that as our baseline. We're going to figure out the vibration. I got a list of things doing this car. It's going to make everybody cry. So we'll tune out for now. Today I want to show you my glorious part of my day. That is the fact that when things don't work, you'll notice my floors, which are usually shiny and clean. My floor scrubber decided to not suck up dirty water, so you can see the dirty water on the floor. So the glorious part of my day today is having to replace a section of hose for a trash hose, which this thing is made by Tennant Corporation, but which is in town here in Minneapolis, I believe. And the problem is it's got to go through. It's actually made by some Norwegian company, I guess. So if I have to order parts, they've got to come from Norway to Minneapolis, and then they have to go to whatever distributor will sell them to me, one piece at a time. And you will see that this little trash hose right here, which is $48. It's 1.5 inches. It's been duct taped up because, of course, when it moves back and forth, it cracks, and that's their plan at $48 a piece. That little 1.5 inch trash hose. So today, with you can see all the dirt that was in there and digging around trying to get all the junk out of it. That's the glamorous part. I bought a sump hose right there. We'll see if it works. It was like $9 for the whole thing. So that's the glamorous part of my day. I thought you might get a kick out of that. So whenever you want to be a shop owner, that means you get to fix everything. Anyway, I'm back here again. My beloved little camera here gave me a wrench thing, which all the wrenches I've got inside of this GoPro, they're not going to fit. So I don't know what the hell the problem with this thing is. It's showing 99% battery, but there's another thing I get a chance to work with. I have to get a hold of Val. Val's the guy that's working on my videos right now because Corey's scooting all around the country. But once again, cleaning that thing out. We'll see if we can make the floor scrubber work and see how nice and pretty this is on the inside. It's all full up with junk, hair, little parts guys don't pick up, and part of the scrubbing brushes on the front that keep coming off for some reason. They're $200 for a set of new brushes, so we're going to use these for a while. Well, we'll see it. Okay, YouTubers, Bartlett High Tech Motorsport, we're back here. We thought we'd show you this little rock crawler that we're working on. Casey Whitmer, Ford tuner extraordinaire for the area. Maybe, we think. This little rock crawler here has got all kinds of stuff going on with everything else going on. And the cool part about it is, there's Kyle. Say hi, Kyle. Hi. Kyle got done doing a Camaro, making huge numbers for these guys. Say hi, guys. Shut it off. Shut it off. Just shut it off. Okay, so I want you guys to see this, because this guy does not have a start button or key or anything else. It's all done from the silly ass iPad. So what you do is you hit the ignition button after it's hooked up, right? Starts making noise, and then you've got water pump, start. Just hold this down, this button. We got green lights, woo! We got white bar light. We got red bar light. We got passenger falls off the stupid thing light. Anyway, so that's just interesting stuff, because the guy could have used a key, and that would have been like 20 bucks, but instead we're doing like a shitload of stuff. So, all this stuff, all right from a little tablet. So we're gonna tune this up. It's a 347. O2 is in it, all strapped down. Thought you might find it interesting. It's not gonna make a whole lot of power, but we do all kinds of weird stuff here at High Tech Motorsport, because we're mostly confused. At least I'm confused. Everybody else is fine. So anyway, Casey's our guest tuner today. We'll be checking back in when we make a pull with this thing. And Casey's all excited about this stuff. He's quite humorous. He found that they had set the timing at 10 degrees after top dead center, and then they had moved a bunch of stuff in the way, cooling lines and stuff, so you couldn't change it. So now that it's got vacuum now, it seems to run a lot better, and he's going to do the custom tuning on it now shortly. So as you can hear, it's making all kinds of noise. The idle air control is too high. Go a little hot rod right there. Now we're doing a few more things. We got interrupted last night on the rock crawler with computer updates from Windows. Thank you, Windows, for locking up a computer for 2.5 hours. That was awesome. Appreciate the shit out of it.